Hello everyone, my name is David Arena and I work on the 3D scanning team here at GoEngineer. Today's video is going to be a brief look at creating reference geometry in the context of following best practices while touching on design intent. It may seem a bit trivial, however, if these concepts are overlooked, you may end up compounding modeling errors downstream, which will also affect the manufacturing of the part. Let's take a look at what I mean. Okay, so we're in Geomagic Design X. You can see here we have a solid extruded body. We also have a mesh that has been auto-segmented. So basically the software classifies each shape as a primitive or non-primitive shape that helps us model downstream, as well as create reference geometry. So I'm going to go ahead and create a plane for my sketch. And I'm going to create a plane by touching on this region plane here. I'll go ahead and accept that. So now we have a reference plane to work with. That's going to be essentially my sketch plane. So I'm going to go ahead and accept that. And now I'm going to go ahead and draw my profile by using the auto sketch function, which is kind of neat because it allows me to basically just touch on segments and auto create a sketch for me rather than manually drawing. So you can see here as I touch on these arcs that it creates these arcs as well as apply tangency constraints as well. So I'll go ahead and accept that. And when I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and exit the sketch, and this profile is going to be extruded as essentially a cut. So I'm going to go ahead and say I want to do an extrude, and I want to do a cut through all and go ahead and accept that extrusion. You can see now I have a cut in that solid body. One thing though I do want to check is to see if that face is perpendicular to the right plane. So I'm going to go ahead and do a measure angle routine and touch on that face and go ahead and touch on the right plane, and you can see that it's slightly above 90 degrees, which means it's not perpendicular. So best practices in this case, design intent, I want this to be perpendicular. You can see on the other side it's slightly under 90 degrees. So now I'm going to show you what I would have done following best practices. Okay, so instead of creating this sketch from scratch and recreating that cut, I'm just going to go ahead and roll back on the history tree here and just above the sketch, and I'm going to go ahead and delete that initial plane because you could remember when I measured that it was kind of canted to the left. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that, and I'm going to go ahead and create a mesh sketch here on the right plane, and I'm going to go ahead and accept that and basically just create a line that's essentially going to be a plane once I extrude it. So I'm going to go ahead and double click on that line. That's the bottom of that pocket. I'm going to go ahead and exit the sketch, and then I'm going to go ahead and do a surface extrude. I'm going to go ahead and accept that. Next, I'm going to go ahead and create a reference plane off of that planar surface. Say OK. Next, I'm going to go ahead and just basically roll forward, and I need to reestablish that sketch to my new plane. So I'm going to go ahead and edit the setup of the sketch. And I'm going to go ahead and reestablish that base plane as the new plane number 1. Accept that. And next I'm going to go ahead and roll forward. And it's going to basically show me that new cut that I just created. Now if I go ahead and do a measurement like before, what I'm expecting to see is that this face compared to the right plane is going to be perfectly perpendicular or 90 degrees from the two planar faces. So that's following best practices, and that's about the end of the video. I just want to emphasize that if you follow best practices, that you'll avoid downstream modeling problems as well as downstream manufacturing problems. Thanks for watching. Bye bye for now.